Hi everyone, we're back together, two of us on one screen again.
Yay.
Yes, of course, I'm the Rum,
And I'm the wine.
and on this channel we make videos all about moving to Ireland. If you're thinking about it, and if you're already here, to help you more integrate and, be an expat and enjoy this wonderful place that we now call home.
So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to subscribe. We do 2 videos every week. So today we want to talk about a topic that's maybe not just interesting for people interested in moving to Ireland, but people who are interested in becoming an expat in general. And it's how to save money in order to move country. It's a big topic, but we'll try to break it down to some actionable steps. So if you're planning to do that this year, if it's on your to-do list for 2020, we can help you maybe get closer to doing that.
So if for any of these topics you want us to go a little bit more in depth, just leave a comment below, we'll read it and come up with a new video for that topic.
So the first step on our list is understanding how much you're actually going to have to save. If you're trying to move to Ireland, we actually did a video about that called How Much Does It Cost to Move to Ireland, and we also did one about 5 things to know before moving to Ireland. So we'll put those in the links below so you can go, and I will redo this thing because I started singing too much. So the first step is trying to understand how much money you're actually going to have to save, so you can start saving towards it. So there are different ways of going about it. Of course, there's the obvious costs, like you probably need to travel to that country, so flights, perhaps sort of moving your furniture, whatever belongings that you definitely want to keep and move with you. Other stuff has to go into storage, so maybe there's cost for that, maybe there's visa costs, just all those things that the money that you'll have to pay to actually get to where you want to go. Now here's the tricky thing, it doesn't really stop there. You also need funds probably for after that. You probably need to pay a deposit for whenever you want to move into your accommodation, and maybe on top of that first month's rent. It could even be like different regulations based on which country you want to move to. So there are more aspects that come into it once you actually start living in the country. For us, for example, with moving to Ireland, we had to get some new clothes, because moving from the Caribbean, the weather is definitely very different. So poor Sam had to get an entirely new wardrobe in order to survive out here. So depending what country you move to, there can be smaller things like that can add up a lot if you need to get an entirely new wardrobe, especially like with winter clothes, which can be quite pricey. So if you're looking to move to Ireland specifically, we actually broke down the costs we had when we moved to Ireland, and we also talked about certain things to expect and to plan for when you move to Ireland. We'll leave those 2 links to the videos below in the description, so make sure you watch those if you're planning towards that. If you're moving to an entirely different country and you're trying to plan for that, there are a lot of websites where you can sort of estimate the cost of living to try and get an idea for how much it'll cost for the first 2 months. The reason I said the first 2 months is, for example, in Ireland, you might not actually get your salary fully paid out until like month 1 or month 2, because there are certain things you need to set up, like your social security number, and then you need to register with revenue, and then in order to all of that like leads up on top of each other, and only then can you actually properly register your employment, and only then will they pay you your proper tax rate. Because up until then you pay emergency tax, which is a lot more than the normal tax. You'll get it back eventually, but it does mean you need to make sure you have that cash flow going in the first few months of being here, otherwise you could end up in a pickle. So as you can see from those 3 examples, it's not just about trying to estimate how much cost is the actual flight and move going to be, it's also about how much is it going to cost you to stay there for the first 1 or 2 months, and trying to understand, can I make it if I even have only like 50% of my salary coming in, or there's a delay until I can access my salary.
So step 2 after that is calculating your backup fund. Other place might call it emergency fund, but in this case it's a backup in case, in the odd situation that you actually move to the country you were thinking of moving to, and you don't actually like it, you're not really jiving or feeling the vibe, or things just weren't what you expected. Having a backup fund that can get you back home or to wherever your next destination is pretty important. As equally important as having that first set of funds to survive for those 1-2 months. Because this fund, I wouldn't put it into those 1-2 months funds, because you never know what happens. There might be a situation where, for example, the job permit, it takes a little longer than you would expect. You could weigh the costs against each other. Would it make more sense to go somewhere else where it's cheaper and then come back when the job permit's ready? Or do you stay there and muck it up for those couple of months? So point 2, make a backup plan fund. Enough funds so they can get you where you need to go just in case everything goes topsy-turvy.
So step 3 is the least fun part, I admit, on this list, but bear with us, because it is important. So you maybe already have a number by now, but unfortunately we need to slightly adjust that number now, because it could well be that the country you're in now, that you're saving up in, has a different currency from your target country. That could be a very good thing if your home country's currency is stronger, could be a less comfortable thing if the currency in the target country is stronger, because it means you probably need to save more in order to make up for it in the currency. And it's also at this point a good time to check with your bank what would be the exchange fees if you try to transfer it to the target country. Like, is the exchange rate, are there additional fees? Just so you can get an idea of how much it's going to be, that you're not ending up in a situation where you think you have enough money, but then you're there and you realize the savings can't get you enough, or you have to pay too many fees to actually move the savings to the target country.
So congratulations! So you've got your number and you're thinking, what next? The good thing is that once you get this number, you may have a chance to be able to reduce it. So what I'm going to give you is a little bit of the ideas or things that we actually did to get this money faster, or to reduce the number so we can get to that target faster. So if you'd like to get to your target amount a wee bit faster, you can use actually some of your savings. You may have some money that you've had put away for some other activity. This might be a good activity to use it. So on my side, what I did to get to this number faster is that in Barbados I was a freelance web developer. So I took this project, couple of projects which I thought was going to get me enough payment so I can put this away to this fund, so that when I move away, that I can still have enough to, play with. And rather comfortably so, it worked. But also what you could do is, I also had a student loan. Well, I still have it, I'm still paying it. But instead of paying what I was paying, which was above the minimum, I switched to the minimum payment so that that extra cash, I could actually store it away, so that would go towards the extra savings that I would have in order to make the move. Another point that people do, but I didn't because I didn't have that much to sell, was if you're pretty much sure that you're not going to be returning, I'm sure there are a lot of items that we have that we can probably sell for some cash that would actually help us reach this goal as well. Besides that, there are also the ways that you can reduce the costs. One of them, as we mentioned in a couple of our travel videos that will be in the description or somewhere about the screen as well, are that you can actually look on the dates that you can travel. Certain days of the week, the prices are actually lower, but you can also check for the airlines and as well as the time of year that you would want to go over. So if you could actually do some more research on the information, you'd find you could actually probably shave some hundreds of dollars, euros, whatever your currency is, off. In addition to that, what you could probably do, instead of coming here and renting your own flat as in you're living by yourself with nobody sharing with, you could actually rent a shared flat for the first few months. Not only will it help save you money, but it also may be a good time to interact with others in your same position or who've been living there for a while to get to know a bit more of the ins and outs. Of course, this is all up until the point that you actually land in your new country that you've migrated to. The finances, however, do continue to how to manage your finances once you get there. If you would like a video on this, type down below, let us know, and of course, give the video a like if you've liked our content, and of course, subscribe. We've got 2 videos coming out each week, and we'd really like to see you stick around and find out more information about this wonderful expat life that we've been living.
See you next week. Bye.
Yep, that's it for now. Später.